Tom Trento, Director of the United West, with an interesting, fascinating update about our very unique national security tour to Israel 2019, May 25 through June 4. And look, folks, if you had to figure out where the geopolitical center of the universe is, it's very simple. It's Jerusalem. That's where it is. Not only do we go there, we go throughout the whole country to all the hotspots. And one of the national security subject matter experts is with us today, our dear friend, John Guandolo. John, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you were on the trip last year. Take a moment, tell the folks about that was really a ground-breaking trip. Tell them about that briefly.
Well, I think the trip last year professionally was so meaningful because we were there during such a historic time. Not only the time when the president was there speaking about the move to Jerusalem and moving the embassy to the rightful capital of Israel, but we were there when the attacks came, and we were there to witness that. We went to outposts of some of the farthest reaches of Israel, overlooking enemy territory and hearing personal stories. So from a professional standpoint, it was very powerful. For me, from a personal standpoint, it was also very powerful as my first trip to Israel and seeing the sites where Jesus himself walked, where all of these incredible historical things took place. And it was an amazing trip with a great group of people.
John, you're the president of Understanding the Threat. You're one of the preeminent teachers, analysts on understanding the Islamic threat and its implications, ramifications in the United States. What's the connection for folks who follow your work? Why should they go to Israel? What's the connection with what's going on there with what you teach here?
Well, I think the key is that the threat that the state of Israel is facing is the Islamic threat from numerous nations, from numerous jihadi groups, Islamic nations and Islamic jihadi groups that are seeking to establish a global caliphate under Islamic law, under Sharia, and they all have that as their objective, whether it's the Muslim Brotherhood or Tablighi Jamaat, Jamaat-e Islami, Al-Qaeda, the Islamic State, numerous other Islamic nations and organizations. They all have that, both at the international level in declarations like the Cairo Declaration served to the United Nations, where the entire Muslim world says they seek to impose Sharia on the earth, and that's the way they understand how to relate to the rest of the human world. Once you understand that, you see that the entire war in which we're engaged globally is united under that doctrine of Sharia.
Hey, John, you're a former Marine combat fighter. You're a former FBI agent. You're a hotshot speaker around the United States. If people come because of you, you're going to take time to sit down with them and talk to them and teach some of your material while we're in Israel?
Absolutely. I look forward to be able to speak to the group in general and to meet with people individually and discuss with them and answer their questions. Because right now we're seeing, not only in Europe, but in the United States, significant growing influence to levels even beyond what we saw just even a few years ago here in the United States. And it's the lack of understanding how the war manifests itself here that is leaving people the false impression that things are actually either okay or maybe they're getting a little better, but it is not at all.
All right, last year, John, on the trip, I heard through the grapevine, and maybe I witnessed once or twice, evenings after a phenomenal day at the hotspots touring Israel, you pulled out this fancy little ukulele-type instrument and wowed the crowds that came around you. You going to have a repeat performance in May of 2019?
I might have to bring my guitar with me, or contact one of my colleagues over there in Israel to bring me a guitar. But that could happen again. That is a strong possibility.
All right, that could happen. And for no other reason, ladies and gentlemen, you want to be on this trip with myself, with John Guandolo, Claire Lopez, Dan Gordon, Dr. Ronnie Wexler, whole group of people. We've also invited Sean Hannity and Pete Hegstedt. So go to our website, space is limited, sign up today. John Guandolo, I know we'll see you before May of next year, but absolutely can't wait to be with you again in Israel, May 25 through June 4, 2019. Tom Trento inviting everybody to come with us on this unbelievable trip.